What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a legendary day. It's football day. Time to go get two in a row. We're gonna go ahead and preview Niners Panthers for you today. But before we get started with all that, we've got to remind everybody that it's football day. Stay tuned to the end of the show to get your special 10% coupon code for all for the faithful by the faithful season 2 apparel. Save 10% by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link and help out Niner Faithful Radio. The link is in the description of this video and podcast. Get your Salute to Service gear. That's coming. The Salute to Service game is coming up here pretty quick. Go ahead and go to SeatGiant.com and use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Come on. Follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit ninerfaithfulradio.com/shop. Ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking. Man, I really got to make that intro longer. It is not enough time for your boy to share the post. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started in just a second. Have to share the post. Anyway, wow, it's still going on. Hey, how cool. All right, so the inactives are in, and we are going to be without Eric Armstead, Ty Davis Price, Javon Kinlaw, Tyler Croft, Tavarius Moore, Trent Williams, and Marlon Mack. Obviously losing Eric Armstead is a huge. What's up, fam? How you doing, Damian? Good to see you, baby. It's football day. Happy football day to you, brother. So obviously being without Eric Armstead is a huge, huge loss. And Javon Kinlaw, that's basically us losing our two starters inside. Now, luckily, I have faith in the backups. I have faith in Kevin Givens, Kerry Hyder. You know, I have faith in our depth inside. I'm waiting for that like, by the way, Bubby. Yeah, okay, my internet's unstable. That's great. Somebody give me a like up, thumbs up if you can hear me. So anyway, that's going to be a tough loss, though. You're losing your two starters inside. We're going to go ahead and get into our offense comparison. All right, cool. We got a thumbs up. All right. So we're going to get in our offensive comparison. Points per game, the Panthers are giving up 21.3. We're scoring 17.8. I mean, you're going to see here in a little bit that I expect us to go past our season average. Passing yards per game, they're giving up 212. We're averaging 189.3 net. I honestly don't think this is going to be a great passing game. I know Carolina has a good defense, and we're going to see here the run yards per game, 134. I mean, that's over 100 yards per game. So I definitely see us being able to run the football a little bit. I mean, it might not be a huge numbers total, but I'm more interested in the amount of running, because that means that we're sticking to our game plan and what we practiced. We're averaging 135.3 a game, so I could see around 130, 150 yards this game. Total offense, they're giving up 354.8. We're averaging 334.8. So I definitely could see like 340, 350. First downs, they're giving up 80, 31 by rush, 39 by pass. We have 68 total, 29 by rush, 31 by pass. I see that being able to, this is going to be a lot of first downs. I do see our passing being giving us more first downs because I think it's going to be a lot of 2-3 yard runs this game. But you see their sacks allowed, they have 6, we're allowing 7, and then we have 5 turnovers. They have forced 4. I hope this ain't a big turnover game. I mean, obviously everybody expects the Jimmy pick, but hopefully this ain't a big sack, a big, third sack and turnover game. Burns versus Jalen Moore does concern me a little bit, but I think that they're going to have Kittle over on that side blocking a lot. So I anticipate that wouldn't be too much of an issue. Third downs, they're giving up 39.6. We're averaging 37.4%. Yeah, this might be a rough third down game here in a second. Why don't we, before we get to the defense, why don't we go ahead and run our Twitch commercial and we'll be back. Okay. I know those on YouTube and Facebook can still see me. How y'all doing? It's football day, baby. So we're going to give you a little sneak peek since you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. We'll give you a little sneak peek into this date in Niner history. It will be our famous game from the famous, my bad, y'all. The game after the famous Eagles game where everybody basically went Steve Young went psycho on the sideline and tried to fight George Seifert, and it was crazy. It didn't go as smoothly as a lot of people would hope or think, but definitely it's going to be an interesting game. How much time do we have left on our commercial? Minute and 39 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take off the offensive comparison. Why does it keep on clicking on? My stuff's acting weird today. Manage. We're going to go ahead and unpin. We're going to unpin that. I'm just unpinning all the shows from last week. Unpin. Because we're on to this week. Done. Manage. So we're on to this week, so we have to unpin these ones. Oh. Keep on clicking. Okay. Manage. Done. Manage. Okay, here we go. Just take a few more seconds. Unpin. Unpin. Cool. That's all unpinned. This is officially pinned. How much time do we have left? 35 seconds. All right, I can get this done. Go switch back to my Facebook. Pin this. And we're all good. All right, there we go. See how well that works out? And we got 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and we're back. So we're going to go ahead and get into our defensive comparison. They're scoring 19.5 per game. We're giving up 11.5 per game, tops in the NFL. I'm here to tell you. Oh, thanks, Jose, for the love. Thanks. Really appreciate that. So I'm here to tell you, I don't think they're going to score more than 6 points. I'll tell you, you'll see in the my final score prediction here in a few minutes, but they're not going to score more than 6 points this game. I think we're going to be able to totally shut them down offensively. Uh, they have passing yards 166 per game. We're giving up 161.3. Definitely not giving up more than our average. Rushing yards, they have 96.3. We're giving up 73.3. I could see Christian McCaffrey going for 100 this game. We you got to give him his props and his respect. I think they're going to feed him the ball so damn much that he's just going to have 100 yards just by simply how many rushes he has. But the yards per carry art could be very high. And then they're having a total of 283 net yards per game. We're giving up 262.3 net yards per game. They're not getting 300 yards. It might be 200, 250, maybe total yards of offense, net yards of offense this game. First downs, they're having 56. We're giving up 64. Rush by 22. We're giving up 17. Definitely, I could see them being able to get a lot of rushing first downs. But by pass, no, I don't think so. They only have 27. We're giving up 38. I don't think that's happening. I think our pass rush is going to overwhelm them. Let's see. We've got that sacks. They have giving up 11 sacks. We have. Oh yeah, that sack number is wrong. My bad, y'all. So that sack number is wrong. I see that. Honestly, I could definitely see us having 11 sacks in this game. I mean, not literally 11 sacks, but I mean, maybe. Takeaways, they given up 6. We have taken the ball away 6 times. I think we're going to give a little interesting note that I heard just from the KNBR pregame. Baker Mayfield has 11 tip balls, most in the NFL. I could definitely see a lot of tip pass and some picks this game. Third down, they're converting 25.53% of the time. We're allowing 32.73% of the time. Definitely see this is going to be a game where they're not going to be able to get their downs on us. Going into our matchup of the game, you've got Debo versus JC Horn. A little interesting notes. Debo last week had 6 receptions on 6 targets, 115 yards, 1 touchdown. He has 195 yak yards this season, leading the NFL. JC Horn has 4 passes defensed, 1 pick, and 45.4 quarterback rating allowed. This is definitely going to be an interesting matchup. I could see Debo not having a high reception game, but when he gets the ball, he's gonna do some things with it. Let me see. I want a sack for every bad Baker Mayfield commercial. There you go. That actually might happen, bro. That might happen. How about a sack for every bad Baker Mayfield commercial? Man, I love that. That's got a huge smile on my face. That was funny. That actually really might happen this game. Now we're gonna go into our right here player to watch versus the Panthers. One, Mr. Nick Bosa. He's the only player in the NFL that's top 3 in tackles for loss, pressure, quarterback hits, and sacks. We all remember the game he had against the Panthers: 4 tackles, 3 sacks, and 1 pick. That, let's be honest, really should have been a pick 6. Nick Bosa should have a touchdown in his career. Can Nick Bosa have 5 sacks this game? I mean, I think it'll be a little hard to do without Eric Armstead and Javon Kinlaw in the middle, but I think it's very possible that Nick Bosa could have 5 sacks this game. I want an Alden Smith type of against the Bears type of game where you just see that Nick Bosa is clearly the best defensive player in the NFL. Um, I'll respect due. What the fuck am I saying? Fuck Aaron Donald. Um, Nick Bosa is the best D lineman in the NFL, and I want him to show it this game so bad. I have a feeling I'm going to be screaming Bosa a lot this day. I'm so fired up. Oh, this is the game. I can't wait to get to my keys to victory. To tell you why I'm so fired up for this game because it's gonna be some games, some things I gotta tell you. But of course, we're gonna get into this date in Niner history. We've got a very exciting game for y'all. We're going back to October 9th, 1994. This is the game after the infamous 48-8 loss against Philly, where Steve got pulled from the game and wanted to fight George Seifert. And this game would not start much better for the red and gold. The Niners would win the coin toss, but Steve would throw three straight incompletions, and the Lions would take a 7-0 lead when Brett Pinnerman beat Merton Hanks for a 33-yard touchdown. The next Niner drive would look like disaster would strike when Steve would hobble off the field in clear pain, but would come back 2 plays later. But his third down pass to the GOAT would be short of the sticks, and then the Niners would punt for the second straight drive, and things would start to look like in a season that was supposed to be a Super Bowl season would fall apart against the Lions when they marched down the field going 80 yards in just 6 plays, off by a Barry Sanders 9-yard touchdown run to make the score 14. Okay, sorry. I thought we had an emergency. Kim, thumbs up to the message. I will get back to you as soon as I'm done with the show. Anyway, so they took a 14-0 lead on Barry Sanders' 9-yard touchdown run. But the Golden 8 would show that he had the heart of a champion and get the Niners on the board when Barnum took it in from 1 yard out to make the score 14-7 Lions. Barnum actually had a great you remember that game? I remember it too. My mama is from Detroit. All my mama's side of the family is all from Detroit. Matter of fact, a cool little note, getting on a little tangent here. The day my mom was born, October 1st, 1961, the Niners beat the Lions in Detroit. So I've always thought that was kind of cool. Like the day my mama was born, my eventual football team, 25 years later, would beat my mama's hometown team probably a mere couple miles up the road from where she was being born. But that's always kind of a cool note I like to say whenever I talk about Niners Lions. But Barnum would have had a great game this year. The Niners D would finally force the Lions to go 3-and-out and would tie the game with 2:17 left in the first half when Ricky Watters, with a great block by William Floyd, would hit pay dirt from 4 yards out. Each team would have the ball one more time, but pretty much would do nothing with it, and the half would end. The third quarter would not start better for the Niners and could not start better than the Niners. Merton Hanks would make up for giving up the first touchdown by picking off Scott Mitchell's pass and taking it all the way to the Detroit 7. When 3 plays later, William Floyd would have his second touchdown, this one also from 1 yard out, to give the Niners their first lead at 21-14. Both teams would punt on their next possessions, and maybe in the most Lions move ever in the game, they would have a field goal taken off by the board by a holding call, and then would miss a 52-yarder, and the Niners would do what champions do and take advantage when the Golden 8 would hit Nate Singleton for a 5-yard touchdown, making the score 27-14 after the missed PAT. The Lions would make it closer than it had to be with Mitchell's second touchdown pass of the game with 3:29 left in the game to make the score 27-21 Niners. But ultimately, the Niners would hold on for the 27-21 dub and would finish the season going 13-3 and go on to become the first team to win 5. Oh, but yeah, I love that. That to me is just a great Niner moment when it showed Steve had the heart of a champion. And let's be real, that's a very Montana-like game that Steve had, where it looked like the Niners were dead in the water. He's hobbling, I mean, damn near crawling off the field, comes back 2 plays later and leads the Niners to victory. If that's not a Joe Montana game. Okay. So now we've got our 4 keys to victory. Key number 1, right here. Do not shoot ourselves in the foot. I mentioned, bring back the road mojo. The Niners have started 0-2 on the road for the first time since 2018. From 2019 to 2021, the Niners had the 3rd highest winning percentage on the road at 720. Considering the next 2 games are on the road and we don't want to dig ourselves into a hole like last year, and already having very little room with error with already 2 road losses that we really honestly should have won. Luckily, they say that to win on the road, it takes the run game, defense, and special teams. Our special teams is greatly improved from last season. And if you don't know about RD, you better ask somebody. So honestly, I think this is probably the easiest key to get done. Key number 2, do not shoot ourselves in the foot. As I mentioned in the last key about being 0-2 on the road, well, shooting ourselves in the foot is how it happened. Whether it was penalties in Chicago or penalties, turnovers, and mental mistakes in Denver, each loss, I point the finger right at us after each loss. If we plan on playing in February, we have to string together multiple weeks of clean winning football, and right after a win is the only time to have a 2-game winning streak. So let's get it done. Key number 3, play like contenders. We all know the famous saying, Bill Walsh saying, champions behave like champions before they're champions. And champions don't lose games like this, point blank. I mean, that's very short, sweet, to the point. I mean, if we want to be Super Bowl champions, we can't lose games like this. Key number 4, be the bullies that we are. While I don't expect a game like 2019, I expect our D-line to overwhelm the Panthers. They have given up 11 sacks, and it wouldn't shock me if the Niners get 11, and I'm not being over dramatic. If we can get a 2-3 score lead, it could get really ugly for the Panthers. And while I respect the Panthers D, but I think that we just have better players and more of them, and a lot like last week, our better players will make better plays, and that ultimately will be the difference. And while I expect the final score to be 31-6 Niners, honestly, I mean, it might be a close ball game, but I think that we're just going to overwhelm them, and we're going to show why we are one of the best teams in the NFL this week. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. But before we do, make sure to use the promo code Beat the Kitties to save 10% off of all season 2 for the faithful, by the faithful gear, like your successful t-shirts. Make sure to save 10% by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link and help out Niner Faithful Radio. Link will be in the description of the podcast or video. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Follow us on social media on at Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. And don't forget to tune in to our halftime show at halftime, and Jamie will be going live with Niner Faithful Radio post-game at 9 p.m. here on the West Coast. I shall see y'all at 4 p.m. here on the West Coast on Tuesday for Niner Faithful Radio review. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners! Let's get this dub, baby.